back to the Daily Grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back pickle biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Back to betting on the fights with fake money. We're going to casinos with fake. I'm just fucking around. What we do here, this is episode 9, I believe. I started off with $500 in a dream. 500 fake dollars in a dream. I just wrote it down on a piece of paper like, hey, you know, I don't live somewhere where I actually can legally gamble, and I also am broke as fuck. And if I did have a little extra money, it wouldn't be going to gambling because I got other shit I could be buying to improve the quality of my life that doesn't involve being a degenerate. That's fucking gambling. So with that being said, I started off with $500 on a piece of paper, and as you can see, we're up to like 800, almost 900 bucks. And hey, it's fun. It's a win-win, man. When you're watching the fights, if you're doing this and you know, if you're a gambler, it always adds a thrill. You know what I'm saying? If you're betting on a game or a fight, when you're watching it, you know, you have like an added interest or added, you know, you're invested a little more into the game or the fight. You still get that feeling with this, man. I'm telling you, watch the fights like, oh shit, I got like 150 fake dollars on this fight, yo. You know what I'm saying? It makes the fights more exciting. And then if you lose, it's like, at least it was fake money. You know what I'm saying? I still got a little bit of fake money left. And if not, I can always go back to the ATM and make a fake money deposit. Or a fake money withdrawal, I should say. So with that being said, we started at 500. We're up to about 900 at like episode 9. We only won like $7. We profited this week, but we only made about $7. We bet out 150 two fights, 150 apiece. $150 on the Clay Guida Joe Lazone fight. I picked Joe Lazone to win. He was unfortunately knocked out in the first round. So we paid out $150 to place the bet, so we don't win anything back. So we lost $150, but we don't subtract that again because we already lost that, you know, when we placed the bet. We placed a $150 bet on Dustin Poirier, who was a slight underdog, to beat Anthony Pettis, and he ended up doing that in the third round with the submission. Bet $150 there, and since he was a slight underdog, we profited just a little bit over what we bet. So he was, you know, it was like almost a 1-to-1, like it was almost an even money bet, like bet 150, win 150. But instead we bet 150 and we won like, you know, 157. So with that being said, our payout was $307 total, and since we placed $300 in bets and we won $307 back, we made about $7 this weekend. Woo woo. Back up to like $889. Started off at $881. Yay. So hey, uneventful, but we didn't take a big loss. We'll take the W's where we can get them. Build off small wins. Fuck you, Tab Matt. So with that being said, we're moving to this week's fights, and I'm going to be placing a lot of money this week, even though it's only on 2 fights. We're up in the ante, man. We're getting where we fit in. $250 for both of these fights that I'm betting on this week. The fights that I'm going to be betting on, now this card is a different card than when it was first announced. The first card was Mark Hunt versus Marcin Tybura. We all know what happened there. Mark Hunt was pulled off the card, replaced with Fabricio Werdum. Beck Rawlings was supposed to be fighting Joanne Calderwood, who I actually had Joanne Calderwood winning the fight, but she got to pull out due to injury, I believe. So now I got Beck Rawlings winning, and I'm actually betting money on her to win this fight. $250 to win this fight. So lucky for us, maybe. You know, if we win this fight, it'll be a good thing that you know, there's a replacement opponent and the fight wasn't scrapped. So Beck Rawlings is step fighting a girl on her UFC debut. Both of these girls are from Australia. The card is in Australia, so there's not really a hometown advantage here. But I did the research on Jess Clark, the girl that's stepping up on short notice. She's got like 1 fight in Invicta I've seen. I don't think she's got any fights in Bellator, you know, 2 of the bigger leagues for women fighting outside of the UFC that I know of. So her competition that she's fought just doesn't seem to be as experienced as Beck Rawlings, who's got UFC experience, you know what I'm saying? So she's been fighting tougher fighters. I mean, so I'm going with Beck Rawlings to win here. She's hey, it is what it is. She's a UFC vet. So I'm gonna put $250 on her to win here. Then I'm putting my other $250, as you see, on Jake Matthews versus Bojan Filicevic. Velichevich. Bojan, if you didn't know, his most recent fight was a loss to Darren Till this year. Darren Till talked about that after his win over Donald Cerrone. He said he was kind of, he didn't take Bojan very serious. He couldn't get up for him. He wasn't very excited. That's why he wasn't checking all of his leg kicks. Bojan's a pretty experienced striker, but he's going against Jake Matthews, who is at home. Jake Matthews fighting out of Australia, fighting in Australia for this fight. This fight is in Sydney. So I'm picking the hometown kid. He's not too big of a favorite here, but he's also a pretty strong wrestler. Just looking at the, his stats and stuff, and looking at Bojan's stats, he's got a susceptibility to some takedowns. So I'm picking Jake Matthews to come in here and get the job done. 250 fake dollars. So I'm betting 500 total fake dollars this week. Hopefully we can break that $1,000 threshold if we get them both right. If not, it is what it is. I mean, if we lose them both, worst case scenario, we go down to $389, which is still only like 100 off from where we started with fake money. So the good thing about this, man, I don't think I mentioned, if you do really well, like say I start at 500 and make it up to 5,000, maybe I want to fucking try my hand at betting some real money. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, 500 fake dollars in bets placed this week in episode 9 or 10 of Full-Time Fake Money Bankroll, betting on the fights with fake money. So it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what the fuck you tab at in the comments. I'm out.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking D-O-double-G.